In the previously Asian colonizer territory, it was Mexican Asian colonizer. See, I talk all day about my people's ills, for sure, the things I want to change, but I'm not going to let someone pretend to be better than me. They came from Asia. They did. That's what DNA says. Now, they only just finished sequencing one whole human genome, so am I to believe that they understand DNA to know where everyone's from? Or is this a petrochemical lie? You know what I'm saying? How deep is the human vagina? Science says 4 to 7 inches. Porn, in my personal experience, says it's way more than that, like 2 to 3 feet. So why would they lie? Christianity genitally mutilates children, just boys specifically, and it does so that they don't touch girls, as though the sex effect is like gum. Like Mission Impossible, you ever see the first one? He has a magic piece of gum. If he connects both pieces of the gum by smushing it, it detonates, right? He's got an explosive piece of gum. Cool. It was cool. I liked that. Yeah, it was funny. But anyway, that's how they act sex is. Bringers of the Dawn, and my personal understanding through yoga, is that when I learned to stop my heart to feel energy, doing yoga, yeah. What I also encountered was, well, a few phenomenon, such as the spectral or emotional level of my life changed. What's up? You got a pine cone? You got sunflower seeds over there? The big pine cone. You eat those? Is that what you chew on? Or is that just a toy? You're just happy to see me, you got your pine cone. You see him? Yeah. They're fast. Yeah. They give them sunflower seeds. I want to get ungerminated sunflower seeds anyway. Yep. So what I wanted to talk about was this place being, I'm not in a sensitive mood. I'm mad about the pedophiles living in the earth. I am. So that's, the circumcision's brutal. And all the boys on the surface are acting like they're tough. And the thing is that they're going to switch from circumcising to chemical poisoning. In fact, they've already done it. Yeah. So there's a secret human master race, and everything on the surface is a complete lie. And all of the religions are chosen by them because they all include circumcision and right behavior. Here's what religion does. Here's the 3-step process to rule the world. You have to follow laws. That means I, a person, have to obey what words say. They tell you this, you don't have any personal right yourself to do whatever the fuck you want. You have to do what the words already say. As soon as that happens, you're in an already won situation in which all the words defend and protect this one isolated group of people. You would be violating all of the laws if you went into where they are and looked around. You're not allowed there. Or ordinary people, private property, right? That's how Pedo Island works. Every time people go, I follow the laws, I go, you're a pedophile, and they don't get it. They don't understand, but they will. They're going to see it. So yeah, the Bible is a genital mutilation hoax. I know that personally. I knew that when I was a baby. The Asian colonizers know it. Their hatred of us is totally rational. They got invaded and destroyed. That's a terrible fate. I'd be mad too. I don't know a single animal in another animal's mouth that just gives up and goes wee down the tube. They all fight to get out. I get that. So we have an alliance at least that we have a common enemy, and the enemy is hidden, and I think it's going to blow the whole lid off everything when we find it. And the reason it's hidden, and the reason it's going to work, is that it was human-made and human-wrought. It was. Science disproved the sperm being a person. They looked at it, and sperm are like an information merger. It's like, here's an information packet. And after 72 days, an individual sperm gets reabsorbed. He ceases to live. So this idea that your children are in your sperm was actually fallacious. And you should stop touching baby dicks with knives. There's a little bird. Hey, guy. On the tree. What you doing? He's listening. Yeah, I'm interesting. So, I apparently am alone in this. I've met Ben Affleck. I think they're in on it. They just are looking for leadership because it's a totally different narrative. If you follow the story according to them, there's a bunch of subjects that don't matter at all, such as your salvation, your after death. They're going to cut a piece of your dick off and do black magic to control your mind. In fact, they already have. The only reason I know this is I did black magic cancelers. That's why I see it clearly. I'm not in the entrainment loop. I don't have demons canceling my thoughts and replacing them. Not anymore. So, I had to wake up. Yeah. And the waking up is just a factual reality. The people who run the earth, they want all the stuff, they want all the food. They're not spiritually satisfied people. They're incredibly greedy people who lie to you with disrespect. It's the aspect of disrespect that is how they're actually affecting you. And this is a lecture. The disrespect is they think you're stupid. They think you don't know anything. They think they're better than you. They do. The foundation of the Aryan Master race is they believe they are better than you and they can use you like a toy, and they are occultists. I am fighting people who have powers equal to mine. It is not easy. They can control fate. I need to be able to manifest a fate where they lose stronger than they win. They're using subliminals. They're using chemicals. They're using will. They're using methods I'm not using. I haven't sacrificed a child. They are. So here's a question I have to ask you listening. What sort of planet do you want planet Earth to be? Do you want it to be secret pedo rape cave, don't get abducted? On the surface world, as a man, you're there to make and maintain slaves. My parents had an invisible wall between each of us kids called the model of authority. Authority means authorship. The person who's an author says what the story is. If you write the story, hijack a person's life with a genital mutilation, say they're going to hell, make the main character a virgin, predict they're going to torture you, tell you to work for nothing. You see what they did? They went into a cave. This is I think Marcus Aurelius' idea. I think Marcus Aurelius is a secret traitor. I think Marcus Aurelius had the idea of being a pedophile. I do. I'm not a pedophile. I've had children offer their friendship and love to me. As far as I know, they still exist. And it was awesome. It was a good day. But it wasn't like anything weird. You know, abducting children is wrong. They don't want to be there. A kid wants a relationship with another kid, not an adult. You know what I mean? I'd rather you kiss a baby's penis than cut a piece off of him, just for real. God didn't say to do that. If the Bible was real, Bibles would pop out of thin air with updated words on them. They don't. That means no cosmic entity wrote the Bible. You see how every creature has tricks to eat? That's what the Bible is. All world religions are the masks given to slaves of a new identity that fits them into a work cult that is going to guarantee the girls they abduct are virgins. And all of it's laced through society. In movies, who women are taught to value is exclusively people who are like the Aryans, right? They're cruel. Switzerland is a knife world. They cut you up. These people are not marrying your daughters. These people are using your daughters as sex toys. Not the boys, maybe some like that, but they're using your daughters that way, and they just live in the middle under all of your governments, which are fake. America's totally fake. Bill Clinton was on a pedophile island at the same time he supposedly won an election by one vote. I don't remember if it was him, it was something like that. For the planet getting hotter. And it's still known as polite conversation due to just magicianry. You need to know who the enemy is, and the enemy is the Swiss. The enemy is the Aryan or the African. I've considered the African has the Aryan under their foot. And I do think it's a cuck-dom structure. It is. It's an alpha-dominant structure, which has to do basically with dick size. You think it that the Bible promotes small dicks and cuts a piece off of it. Like 3 times. It's making a slave race. You know, they call themselves the Aryan Master race. They're not your people. You're a different person. You have different stories, different beliefs. And the thing is, circumcision found its way in every religion. Yes, possibly because men are annoying. Every man thinks he ought to run the universe, and if you've known one man who makes your life his territory, you want to murder him, and you should. That's what all the fights in nature are about. This is my hole. No, it's my hole. Get along and get married seemed to make sense of it, but the thing is it just allowed the priest choice of who got who. And so this is another story I tell often. It's the time I tried to get a girlfriend in church. I let, maybe you shouldn't have done this, but anyway, I let the whole congregation know I liked a girl. I said, you know, whatever. She was really pretty. I thought she was really pretty, and when I looked at her, she smiled. I was like, nice. In my storybook head, I said, this is it. This is the time. But when I made even a small amount of like that put forward, I don't even think I said I liked her. I think I tried to seem cool or something. The priest went and doubled it himself. And then he put me down and judged my moral authority. And I was like, huh? So what happened is that the priest doesn't know God. He's not morally celibate. And I did find this out later as an actual fact from my father, that this priest was married, and he marries women from the congregation. He's a Catholic priest. Catholic. And so that proves there's no fucking God. You can't cut up 1 billion baby dicks and tell me God is real. Impossible. Impossible. Who's watching? Nobody. There's spider webs. There's bears and fish. I'm not having a good time, nor are billions. If you're on the surface, you're poisoned by the air. If you're on the surface, you're poisoned. You are. Switzerland has like enough bunkers under them to fit 10 billion people in there. You know that, right? Switzerland has so many bunkers under it, and all of those bunkers are super pedo island. That's the secret Aryan Master race. It is. When they set it up thousands of years ago, it was a complete secret. But now that maps show things from space, there was just one obvious idiosyncrasy. There's a small little round mountain town that nobody goes into and avoids every war and is notoriously known for being the center of gold and banking, right? The people who guard the queen are called the Swiss Guard. The Aryans, I've met Aryans, I've met blonde-haired, blue-eyed people who come up to you and look at you and go, you're too stupid, you wouldn't get it. In a way that worked. It wasn't until I started speed painting that I was like, oh, I'm not stupid. They needed me to be so I would manifest it, but I'm not. Yeah. Either Aryan or African black magic, and 100% of it is for the purposes of girls and gold. And so they are so powerful that you would be mad if you saw them. That's why you never do. Sun Tzu's The Art of War. When you are weak, pretend to be strong. And when you are strong, pretend to be weak. Who pretends to be weak as shit? Switzerland. Who numerically do we know is not weak at all? Switzerland. I'm telling you, I think it's an Aryan conspiracy. I think there's an Aryan master race living underground in Sweden or Switzerland, maybe somewhere else. These tunnels could cover they could have so many tunnels, it covers every single country. And the countries, I think, are just automatic. They're divided for management. I don't think a single election or vote does anything. I think they're always deciding yay or nay, and there's people we can't do that. And you look at any president or any public official, and as soon as someone walks in and tells them what the rules are, they have to react, right? As soon as you set up a precedent or a tempo of authority such as private property, personal property, private citizen, you have essentially an exclusion zone where normal people can't go, and that's all it needs. That's all it needs is a zone where you can't get in it, and it'll work. So, and the reason they haven't found it is they're still in control. They still own anything. I don't think it's the Rothschilds. I think the Rothschilds are maybe the people they put in charge of enforcing their will, but these people are knife people. They're the Swiss. They cut you up. They eat you. These are cannibals. They eat the kids they rape. This is a serious subject, but you need to know that's how it is. And that's how it is on your planet, buddy, Mr., Miss, whoever you are. Oh, I love Jesus. You really shouldn't. There's a part in every sermon where the priest will go, don't trust me. Don't. He's a slave. He's not a part of it, but they'll get you a part of it. Like if you're in the Catholic Church and you tell the priest or pastor you want a girl, my mom knows this. My mom knows she's like an Aryan birthing spawn. She is. That she was basically on order from my father because he was a part of the church. They sent her. She's like the offspring of one of the lords of Super Pedo Island, basically brainwashed, right? And she told me the Aryans run things. So yeah, try hiding as a blondie. Try getting blonde hair and blue eyes, and try just hanging out in Venice. See if anyone will talk to you about. See if you can catch anyone Swiss to talk to you. So, yeah. As soon as you have laws, privacy, exclusion zones, you have denials. They're going to say they're not doing it, even if you had evidence right in front of them that they'd done it. They're going to be like, nope, that's not me. They don't want to be found out. The people who are doing it are not going to admit they're doing it. The people who are doing it are not going to want to stop. And the people who are doing it are going to fight you physically if you try to make them. And the people who are doing it have lied, and their lies are all over society. And it's basically just Swiss cockdom dominance. When the blonde-haired, blue-eyed people show up who look like gods, because they have forbidden you from having drugs. You don't know what drugs do. That was the other interesting thing, what drugs actually do. Drugs are not hallucinogens. They're not. Drugs activate parts of you that have been stripped deliberately. The fact that there's an opening for that type of neurochemical in my mind is interesting because it never comes. I've had girlfriends, I've had jobs, I've had successes, I've had awards, but I never felt good. They don't want it. Why? That's power. These people feel tremendously good all of the time. They have the best designer drugs possible. They have intelligence enhancers. They have mind enhancers. They have body enhancers. They are superhuman. They're superhuman. They've been superhuman for a while. The only thing I don't know is how do they go throughout time. The other thing is, are there real reptiles there, as have been rumored, that the Aryans are actually like legacy dinosaurs, like the last dinosaur species, the secret society. I'm serious. It sounds crazy, but I have the dick to prove it. I looked at a circumcision video. Watch one. Circumcision's a horrific surgery. You shouldn't do that to a kid. But they couldn't say anything because pedophile booty was on the line. And nobody on earth has the power to withstand the power of Switzerland saying no.